You know, it's been a while since we have talked about a documentary for the show. Last one we talked about was Faces of Death, which was for the month of October. And yeah, honestly, I really like documentaries. I really say, last two good ones I saw was the one about Christopher Reeve's Super Slash Man. One of them which was about the stunt actor for Daniel Radcliffe for the Harry Potter films. Yeah, I'm a big fan of documentaries. Probably not this one.
You're laughing. Is that a dumb question?
I've been asking everybody this, and almost nobody can answer it.
What is a woman?
What is a woman?
Who cares?
So yeah, this one time we're looking at a film called Step Into Liquid. Which was a surfing documentary. So the film includes surfing footage from the famous pipeline, the beaches of Vietnam, and some of the world's largest waves at Quartz Bank. Honestly, when I was trying to find this film, I at first thought it was show me an image of it and it was a guy surfing. I at first didn't think it was this because sometimes when I'm going to watch these films, I just go, sorry, oh, unless I've seen them before, I'll go, okay, yeah, I know about this. Since this one is a film, I never knew anything about that.
And Laird, anything that goes on in the ocean, those two guys figured out before anyone's even interested in most of this stuff. And by the time everybody, starts to notice, they're already really good at it.
I'll be honest and say, it had me covered interested in that. I really kind of dug it. Even though I have gone to places say Hawaii. I've gone to Iceland before. Wait, now to think about it, I don't think they have. Maybe they don't have surfing in Iceland. I could be wrong. I kind of like this. Well, I mean, yes, I understand someone going, but it's say, even though this is from 2003, I kind of like the fact, it did, different, locations from around the world to show you how, different countries, or areas, how their, surfing culture was different from one another.
So he's kind of a bit pissed off that surfing wasn't in Ireland 40 years ago.
When you say, oh, I was in Ireland surfing, they smirk and they go, oh, really, you got to catch a couple waves over there? And they don't realize that the waves are perfect. I mean, it doesn't happen that often.
They would have, say, they would have, surfing with, say, hey, it's being towed by a boat. Or, say, they would have surfing with, they were on a board that's partially part of it's underwater and all that. I thought, okay, for someone who I'm honest and say, I have no balance at all. None. So, I feel say, easily, if I went to go surfing, I'd probably wind up on my face. But then again, say, you see all these dudes, and, I'm gonna be honest and say, these dudes and ladies doing all this stuff, and you go, dang, a lot of these folks must have a lot of balance, or at least one point in their lives, probably did at least a little bit of, either, skateboarding, at least, or maybe they had a lot of, balance, that they could do that.
I notice a real difference in the water when I'm surfing with guys as opposed to women because the water's more filled with estrogen as opposed to testosterone because the girls just love to have fun, we can laugh at ourselves.
That was my biggest surprise.
These girls knew all about having fun.
I'm really fairly interested in wanting to, go deeper into some of the things it was talking about. And it does make me fairly interested in seeing, how, it's changed over the past 20 years when it comes to surfing. Because, I have never done this, and it just makes me think, when you see these guys do some of these, big surfing, waves, the waves are so much huge, and you go, say,
type of conditions that we're capable of experiencing at this break. This is the windiest spot on Earth.
That's awe-inspiring. Mostly because you feel like that, and you go, damn. Because you're aware, in your mind, since you've never experienced, you're thinking for them in a way, even though, they probably mastered it, done it 1,000 times, you're just say, how do they not immediately think, but I'm sure, say, they just go, say, probably it's as easy as, someone who's doing a stunt for a film. If they've done it so many times that it just comes natural. And yeah, I kind of liked it. I thought it was fairly interesting. And they had a ton of folks that were, surfers that were introduced in this film, and that were in this film, like Robert August, Rochelle Bollinger, Lane Beachley, Jesse Brad Bueller, Bruce Brown, Tiz Ruro, and Derek Domer, Richie Fitzgerald, Jerry Lopez, Keela Kinley. Yeah, I kind of thought this was a fairly interesting documentary. I never thought, say, I'd be sitting down to watch a film about surfing.
If you have surfed for any period of time, it can't go out of your mind. And there's still that same excitement when you paddle out, because every wave you catch is going to be different.
But it had me interesting in the topic. It was able to grab you and make you invested in it. At least that's how I thought of it. But then again, I'm probably thinking, say, that maybe this is a film from Mr. King's collection. I could be wrong. And he watched it recently and thought, okay, yeah, I don't know. See you next time.